Welcome to Nerd Index, and today we are going to talk about our favorite foods to eat when we are in Japan. But first we have to answer the question, why is food in Japan so good? Japan has rigid food safety standards, processing, and cultivation practices for domestic production when compared to many other countries. This leads to being able to eat more raw foods such as uncooked eggs, sashimi, sushi, and eliminating safety concerns like salmonella. This results in fresher, tastier foods and a variety of local delicacies from each prefecture. Now be warned, this video will make you really hungry. When we travel to Japan, our absolute favorite thing to eat is Japanese curry, particularly from Koko Ichibanya. Japanese curry can often be more mild and have a more stew-like consistency compared to Indian curry, and is best topped with katsu or panko-crusted meat cutlet. Koko Ichibanya allows you to choose the level of spice or heat that you want your curry to be, as well as the amount of rice that you want, and there is a wide selection of toppings. They also have a handful of US locations if you're in the area. Our favorite is the default spice with either chicken katsu or pork katsu on top. The meat is so tender that you can easily cut it with a spoon, and it is a very comforting meal.
The US locations aren't quite as tasty though.
It's almost the same. I feel like they're using the same curry roe, but the meat quality is obviously not there. It's not as high as it is in Japan. You can also experience Japanese curry through curry buns or curry pon and curry udon. Curry buns are like a deep fried bread roll with the curry sauce in the center, which is an absolutely delicious snack. Our favorite bakery that's a chain, not a local, so it's easier to find throughout Japan to get the curry buns from, was Vie de France. We also had a curry udon at the Hasadera Temple in Kamakura, and it was absolutely delicious. When made this way, the curry is more of a soup base instead of a stew consistency, and it coated the udon noodles perfectly. A lot of the food in Japan is seasonal or limited edition, so some things you might fall in love with and never see again, while other things will come back at a certain time each year. For instance, you'll see sakura or cherry blossom flavored items in the spring and roasted sweet potatoes in the winter. My favorite limited items that we've had are chocolate related, which include the Dar's raspberry chocolates, the Tokyo banana Kit Kat, and the Mekon Kit Kat. Some other yummy desserts include taiyaki and doroyaki. Taiyaki is a fish-shaped pastry that can come with traditional fillings such as red bean paste and matcha, as well as more modern fillings such as custard and chocolate. Doroyaki is like two pancakes stacked together with a filling in the center, and this can also feature red bean, matcha, cream, or chocolate flavors. I'm sure there's others, but those are the standard, easier to find ones. Crepes are also popular there, and that was where we were introduced to the savory variety, such as a teriyaki chicken crepe when we were in Osaka.
It was way too tasty.
But it also had way too many onions.
Yeah, the onions were a little oppressive.
But despite the onions, it was still really good.
And it was from such a cute little crepe cafe next to where we were staying. It was next to the aquarium, I think.
Yeah, so either way. Our favorite convenience store in Japan is Lawson. Convenience stores in Japan are nothing like the seedy gas station stores that we have in the US, where you think you might get food poisoning from eating anything at the hot food counter. Instead, you can get a wide variety of tasty meals and snacks as well as everyday items. Lawson has the best karaage chicken, which is extremely juicy fried chicken, as well as my favorite salmon onigiri because they spread the salmon pieces through the whole rice ball instead of just in the middle. There are also a variety of steamed buns containing ingredients such as pork, chocolate, pizza, and red bean. You can also find mochi chocolate swirl bread, different flavors of cup noodles, and plenty of other snacks to choose from.
Karaage-kun is just so cute the way he holds the little toothpick.
Karaage-kun is the mascot for their chicken. And he's a little chicken on all the boxes.
Yeah, I want a plushie.
They had a plushie for, I think, a limited run, and we missed it. Of course, we would be remiss if we did not mention the plethora of vending machines in Japan. You can get both hot and cold drinks from vending machines, and there are also novelty machines that can give you things like pizza, ice cream, and more. Our favorite vending machine item is the canned hot chocolate that we've had on our visits in the fall.
It's just so magical having a hot drink from a vending machine.
And it's not too hot to the touch or something, it's comfortable as soon as it comes out of the machine.
Perfect temperature for drinking.
Another tasty place to get Japanese food is street food vendors or Matsuri festival food stalls. Some of the best gyoza I've ever had in my life was from a food truck at the Arakura Sengen Shrine, where the famous pagoda overlooking Mount Fuji photos are taken. Festivals and street food vendors are also a wonderful place to get grilled meats such as yakitori, which is grilled chicken, which is usually covered in a really tasty glaze.
Tasty chicken.
If you can't tell, we love the chicken in Japan. Japan also contains a lot of familiar international fast food chains, such as McDonald's, Wendy's, KFC, and more. We have eaten at these chains on our trips for a comparison against how they are at home, and the quality of food is definitely higher in the Japanese stores, and the food oftentimes does not make me feel sick like it does at home. They are also likely to have menu items only available in Japan that you can try, such as the teriyaki burger or the shrimp burger at McDonald's. As you can tell on our previous trips to Japan, we have leaned more towards eating what could be considered fast food. This is usually for convenience and cheaper prices, but on our next trip, we definitely want to focus on sampling more traditional foods, such as ramen. I'm always worried that I won't be able to finish the bowl or that I'll do something rude on accident, like leaving an ingredient behind or not being able to drink all of the broth. So ramen is a big anxiety food for me that I've been avoiding, but I still want to try eating it there. Serving sizes are also really big. Another food that I want to try is unagi don. This is grilled eel covered in a thick eel sauce over a bed of rice. I've had one once at a restaurant in Monterey, and it was pretty good with a similar flavor profile to chicken. And in Japan, these eel bowls can be slightly more of a luxury food, so I think that the experience would be interesting. Then there's okonomiyaki. This is a savory pancake with a flour and cabbage base that you can add different toppings to, kind of make it how you want it at a table grill. There's also oyakodon, chicken, egg, and rice bowls. This is a breaded chicken and rice bowl that you would stir a raw egg into, sometimes referred to as the parent and child rice bowl. And then of course there's sushi, which we've usually skipped over in favor of more novelty things that we can't generally get at home, but I want to experience the fresher, higher quality fish there. Now you'll have to let us know in the comments what foods you're curious to try and what Japanese foods are your favorites. And if you're having fun, please leave a like and subscribe.